Hello, hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Heather Corinne, and today I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful, cute little macrame rainbows. So if you like this type of content, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Stay tuned. Today's project, you'll need a thicker, bulky yarn or rope, yarn colors of your choice, and hot glue, as well as some scissors. So here I am laying out my rope for the size and shape of the rainbow that I would like to make. This I found works a little bit easier than cutting pieces off and trying to make them line up correctly. So all I do is loop it back and forth, get it exactly how I want it. Then I will cut the end of the rope off, and then I'll trim at the bottom of each loop. Please excuse my laptop sitting in front of me because you know I'm watching the Vampire Diaries while I do this. Now I have 4 individual pieces for 4 different colors that all line up pretty closely. So I'll pick my first color out, and I'm going to start on the smallest one on the inside and tie it up high enough to where I want the bottom of the rope to be frayed, if that makes sense. So make sure that you're leaving enough space down at the bottom to eventually unravel the yarn. So I'm just going to tie it on using like a regular knot, and I'm going to trim the tip of the beginning end off just so that it's easier to wrap the yarn around and cover that up. So literally all you do is wrap the yarn around and around and around in a row, and you want to do it tightly but not too tightly because it does stretch out the rope or the base that you're using, and it'll get a lot thinner if you do it too tight. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it all the way around until I get to the end with the same length as the beginning. To end it, I'm just going to trim the yarn with a decent sized tail and tie a little loop around knot pretty tightly. And then I'm going to leave that tail until the very end, and I'll show you how I hot glue that on and trim it down. To start the second layer of the rainbow, you want to line it up with the first to make sure that the tails at the bottom are going to be the same length. And at first it's kind of tricky. You just want to lay it there and tie it on while it's next to it so that you know how far down it's going. Then we'll repeat the same exact steps as the first, and then we'll do the second, the third, and the fourth color. Here I am cutting off a piece of yarn the same color as the very top outside of the rainbow to make a little hanger. And so I'll pull the pieces together and do, I think, what's called a lark's head knot, where you put the bottom of the loop underneath and then pull the two strings through it to kind of make a loop knot. And then you can decide if you want to hang it on your rearview mirror or the wall, or make a necklace, or whatever you would like to do with this piece of art. And you see I kind of put it on there and manipulate the rainbow to where I know it's going to be in the exact center, because the first few I made, I tied them on before and they were not centered. To begin attaching the rainbow, we're going to take some hot glue and start with the very inside and just put it along the edge, because you don't want to see it through the front or the back if possible. And I'll just do a tiny section and then place the second layer of the rainbow on top of it and keep working in the same fashion until you've gotten to the end of the other side. Make sure while you're doing this part that you're shaping the rainbow into the shape you want it to be, because the hot glue dries really fast and that's what's going to hold the form together. Yes, this is a Christmas plate I'm using to put the hot glue gun on. My mom was kind enough to give me some of these, and I use them for paint mixing or hot glue or whatever necessary, and you know, it keeps you in the Christmas spirit. Here I had a little bit too much of the yellow yarn at the end, so I untied that little knot that I had made and pulled a few of the loops out so that they would be even. Once I glued them all together, I went around and trimmed any of the excess hot glue off that may have been sticking up just a little, and then made sure the shape looked how I wanted. And now I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of the row of the end of the color and pull those tails up and trim them off. So that's how you get rid of the tails at the end. It's not beautiful. I'm sure there's a better way to cut them off and maybe stitch them in, but honestly I want this to be as simple as possible and as quick as possible, and this was how I did it. Now I'm unraveling the bottoms of each of the base of the rainbow so that it looks fluffy, and I've separated them all and flipped them out so that they look sort of like a cloud at the bottom of the rainbow. Then I give them a little haircut so that they're all even all the way across. And we're done. It's so cute. I love how they turned out. You can do as many colors as you'd like, as big of a rainbow or as small as a rainbow as you'd like. I also made a really colorful one for my niece that I love. Like I said, go ahead and subscribe and like this video if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.